the battle between real artists and AI artists, right? So there's a huge war going on right now, and it's a soft war, and it's a digital war, and everyone's online, and everyone's like talking trash and stuff. And I have a very unique and like a special voice in this, right? Because I come at this from both angles. I know what it's like to be an artist. I've had solo and have been a part of group exhibitions. And I've been drawing and painting for longer than I've been. Okay, I've been making art for over half my life, okay? So I know what that's like. I know what it's like spending months in the studio, working from morning till night, mixing oils, the smell of the paint thinners, and all the mediums that I use, running to the art store, grabbing materials, coming home, continuing the work, going to secondhand bookstores, and just looking through old books and making collages. I know what that's like to be an artist. I know the struggle. I know what it's like to edit my art, digitally and sending it out to art competitions globally. I know what it's like to upload art. It's difficult. And the hardest part of being an artist is really to, how do you say this? Is to learn the craft. I know what it's like to be in art class and just to every day I have to draw still lifes and I have to make sure I get the grapes right, the shade of the grape, the contrast, between the different fruits and the texture and the lighting. And I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be an artist, right? But nonetheless, I make AI art a lot, and I'm gonna be drinking coffee because I had a late night. So I wanted to lay that down first. I'm not coming at this as somebody who does not know what they're talking about, because I spend more time now using AI as a medium than oils, than Kanse, than charcoal, than pencil, than acrylics. So there's two ponds. There's on one hand you have people that are not artists talking trash. Like they know what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about because they've never struggled as an artist. They've never tried to get into shows and galleries and stuff, okay? They have no idea what they're talking about, all right? And then you have the other side where it's die-hard artists where the only mediums you're allowed to use are the mediums that have been in existence and that have not rocked the boat, right? But the fact of the matter is, AI is a medium, okay? No matter how you want to cut it. I think I played around with uploading my art into Midjourney, and I pumped out my own art back to me. I had to describe it, and then it did a great job, first of all, of telling me what it saw. It did an even better job of actually making my art better than I could have made it myself, which is embarrassing because I spent at least a week on each of those drawings that I did. And it's dude, AI just pumped it out in seconds, and they pumped out a lot. It's dude, it would have taken a factory of Teddy Wangs to make all those drawings. But dude, that AI just pumped it out just like that, which is crazy. And so that was an eye-opener. That's when I knew it was over. It was over. Now, I knew that video would have its Midjourney moment soon, and it came last year in 2024. That's when AI video blew up. Now in 2025, it's still blowing up because AI video encompasses a lot more than AI imagery. Because in AI imagery, it's like photography. It's you're working with one picture at a time. But with video, you're working with a million images at a time, right? It's crazy. And so I just wanted to get that straight. I talk about the battle between real artists and AI artists because I am a real artist. At least I think I'm a real artist. I have hundreds of pieces, okay? Sketches, drawings, sketchbooks filled with drawings, oil paintings, acrylic paintings on board, on canvas board, you name it, okay? On paper. And so trying to learn how to draw. See, that's the argument that real artists make, all right? Which I'll kind of get into. They'll say, hey, you shouldn't learn AI art, whatever, because it's not art. AI is not art, okay? You should go learn how to draw. Now, to respond to that, learning how to make AI art, which I think it is art, all right? It's a form of expression. It's a medium. It is a conduit in which you channel your message through. It's difficult to make the words. It's difficult to write sentences in a way that gets the AI to pump out the right result so that you can edit it in your video editor to turn it into a video. And that is an art piece. So in a sense, yeah, I feel like AI is an art. It's a new form of art. Now, people didn't accept art every time something new came out. Like the Impressionists, remember that? You know, they like went outdoors and then they like painted like the trees and the forest and whatever, right? Like they went outside, like they were not in the studio drawing like people like doing poses, okay? Like they actually went out to the forest and went out to the pond, and they would like, dude, there were artists even that had different easels. And look, this is what happens when you're a real artist, right? Like you have to look at art history, okay? Every time in art history there was like a breakthrough, was like a technological breakthrough that kind of forced the entire perspective of what is art to change. Now, right now, it's AI. And I've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years. I've been in the AI art space for 3 or 4 years. And when the Impressionism movement started, people didn't even accept it was art. They were trash talking it. They're like, that's not art. You got to go to the academy. You got to learn how to paint this way. You're just moving your brush around, and every painting you do looks like it's not even finished. That's like an outline. That's not a finished piece. That's what they were saying back then, right? Every movement, even like when what is that? Andy Warhol was doing those Brillo, whatever, Brillo, or those Campbell tomato soup pieces. Screen printing, people were like, what is this, right? When the camera came out, you should just oil paint it. Learn how to draw. Learn how to draw. You shouldn't use a camera. That's what they were saying, right? Yeah, exactly. And so I feel very passionate about this because I killed myself trying to be a good artist, right? Trying to be a famous artist for the longest time. And that was like life before social media, okay? Days where I stared into the blackness, which is like the whiteness of the canvas, and try to come up with something out of nothing. And here we are right now, where you have millions and millions of artists, or however many, having their art trained by AI. Now, this is a murky topic. This I don't have an opinion on, because I do think artists should be paid if AI uses it, but you can't control AI using your art. You can't control it, because if this company's not doing it, then another one is. Well, what if a company that you start in a country and the government of the country doesn't care that the AI artist is, or that the artist is paid for, quote unquote, illegally training the art? What are you gonna do then? Okay, in the US, we're more sensitive to like, okay, yes, this discussion is important. Artists should be paid for their art. I agree, because I'm an artist. It's like, how would I feel if, somebody just uses AI to copy my style? I'd be pissed off, man. You know why? It took me 30 years to hone my craft. It's like, it took me a whole lifetime. And here's what else AI is doing to kind of change the perspective of everything, right? Is like, I spend a whole lifetime trying to learn how to be a good artist, okay? I went to art school in Maryland, all right? Maryland Institute College of Art, MICA. I spent 4 years there. Even before that, I was in AP art. I went to art camp, for crying out loud, for 2 weeks with some incredibly talented artists that were handpicked. So the school I was at in Texas, we entered art competitions. I won some awards. It's like every day I was drawing and painting, like during high school, even junior high, I went to art. I was just doing so much drawing, right? Trying to be a good artist. And then like someone just takes my art and then they can use AI and then they could just, make my style of art better than I can make it in seconds. Like, are you kidding? Like, yeah, of course I'll be mad, right? But what are you going to do? The art is public. If you upload your art on Instagram, where do you think it's going? If you put it on, whatever website, Facebook, TikTok, any platform, you don't think someone's going to download it and upload it into AI? Like, you can't stop it. And there's no easy answer, Yeah, I would be extremely mad. You used my style to train AI. It took me 30 years to get that style. What do you mean you could just put it into AI and just make art better than me? First of all, it's not you who made the style. It's me. And second of all, it took me 30 years to get that style. It's not fair. Yes, it's not fair. It's freaking reality, man. And that was a huge reality check for me, is when I put my own art into AI and then I had it remake drawings to show myself. And I was like, holy crap, the AI is better than me. And that's when I realized it's over. It's over. You can die or join them. As an artist, you want to die, like not in the literal sense, but like you want to perish, or do you want to adapt? And that's what I did. It's difficult. I had an Instagram for the longest time. I was like putting art up there and nothing worked for me. I was stuck at like 1,000 followers for the longest time. And then, I tapped into the AI video space and then it's like, dude, the account took off and I was very happy about that. But yes, there's no texture. You can't stand in front of an AI video in person. Just stand in front of it and look at the fingerprints on it, like you can with my drawings. Like you could stand in front of my freaking painting, and then you can see like, holy crap, like that's a signature. Like that. There's texture. There's thickness. There are layers to a painting. It isn't like you just paint something and it's finished. Like there's an underpainting on top of the canvas. There's a layer of gesso, and then there's a layer of oil. You gotta wait for the oil to dry, and then you paint on that layer depending on what color it is. Like there's so much to physical art, right? I'm just saying it's different than AI art. So where do I stand on this? Okay, so the first was the whole Studio Ghibli trend blowing up on X once GPT-4 released their latest, image creation tool, which is phenomenal. It is the best, craziest thing I've ever seen. I love it. And I've been playing around with it too. I've been putting images in there and kind of like getting it to turn it into Studio Ghibli. But not only Studio Ghibli style, I mean, you can do like Simpsons style. You can do other styles. I've seen people do like Family Guy stuff and like Mad TV. It's over. As an artist, it's over. And I'm happy that it's over because I never succeeded as an artist. I don't want to say that lightly because I like to make art, but I haven't touched a paintbrush in years, man. Ever since I started doing social media, it's like people like to watch me more than look at my drawings without my face in. It's like it's kind of discouraging because like in another life, I wish I found a better way to be famous as an artist, but it's like, I don't have another life. And see, that's how I feel about like media, right? I could spend 30 years making a style, learning a medium, and trying to get good at it, trying to develop my own fingerprint, right? My own DNA in the history of art. Because see, we come from a long line of artists, right? We don't just come out of nowhere. Even we copy, we go to galleries, even in art school. We went to galleries, we went to museums. You know what we did? We drew sculptures in our sketchbooks. We copied artists. You don't think AI is doing that? Of course it's doing that. But you know what? It does it better. And that's the difference is that like, yes, humans copy and you can see the flaws in what is being copied in the sketchbooks. You can see like, the mistakes. You can see the nuance, right? You can't do that in AI. You could when AI first started training and people laughed at it, right? AI images is it's not real. Look at the fingers, man. There's like 6 fingers, right? And the face is all weird and warped. But I knew one day they wouldn't be laughing anymore. And you know what? They weren't, okay? They stopped laughing. And that was like last year, this year, the laughter stopped, okay? Now, video is going through the same evolution right now. People are laughing at AI video like, look at this fake. Look at that, man. Look at the way he's moving. Look at the facial expressions. The face is melting, whatever, right? Yeah. Well, they stopped laughing recently, okay? And next year, I predict, dude, AI is just going to do a lot more than it is right now. I'm just saying. And there's nothing there's nothing you can do to stop it because technology doesn't stop with regulation. You can try to regulate it, but if you regulate it, someone else is gonna keep going and they're gonna beat you. And then what are you gonna do? You know that when DeepSeek came out, the US stock market tanked, had the worst stock market drop in US stock market history. It's a race. Who gets there first? How you get there? Morally, ethically, as a Christian, as a citizen of the world, as an American, it matters. Yeah. How you get there matters. But you know what? You've got to choose one or the other, man. It's either like race to the finish line, no matter what, or try and regulate and put rules and boundaries around like being nice and being good as a person. Be a good person. You want to be a good person or do you want to win the race? It's a ruthless race and there's no easy answer about this. Again, I spent 30 years making art or, 40 years because I'm 41 right now. But like when I was a kid until when I when I was an adult, I was using pencil, pen, oil painting, acrylics, and then now I use large language models. Okay, and so I use AI to make art now. Do I want to go back to the canvas? I do. Do I want to go back to paper? It's more transparent. When I express myself through physical objects, right? But what am I gonna do? I have to meet people where they are. They're in front of their phones, and I have to meet people where they are. Now, I can, go out and get a job and then make art to support it. But I'm on social media, so I have to work with like all of you guys in front of your phones and your screens on your computer right now. I have to work with you guys. I have to meet where you guys are. I have to make content, right? I have to feed the algorithm. It's always hungry and it's never full. So I have to compromise, sacrifice how much time I spend, making content for the algorithm, how much time I spend, making content for myself. Now, content for myself is still content, but now I have to think about like when I'm not online, I have to, go back to my studio downstairs. Yeah. When am I going to go back? I don't know. Okay. It's a different world. So that is, the battle between real artists and AI artists. I think the only people who really can talk about this are people who have made both kinds of art. People like me. I think I do have a right to talk about it because I've spent the majority of my life as a visual artist. I would say 35 out of the 41 years I've been alive, I've been making art. Pencil, acrylic, oil, whatever, okay? I have a studio downstairs. I have stacks of paintings, framed and unframed. I went to art school, for crying out loud. I've been in solo exhibitions. I've been a part of group exhibitions. I think I have a voice, right? When it comes to like this discussion between is AI art real art? Because I use AI to make my art now. Like, does that make me less of an artist? I don't think so. I think AI is just another medium. And I think the definition of medium is changing because pencils can't think for themselves. One day, AI might think for itself. And once AI thinks for itself and makes art for me, am I the artist? I believe I am because the idea starts with me. And then it becomes, okay, well, what if the AI has an idea and runs with it that's different than you? We'll talk about that when that happens. All right.